cool. I haven't seen a game that does transitioning into a building come out of one of these competitions before, and that was a really cool thing to see. I also really appreciated the feedback, both when you were hitting zombies and being hit. It was very obvious about what was happening, and that's very important within games. The one thing I would like to see added would be some way to escape the zombies once they are upon you. They can be so close to you that you shoot past them, so either like a shove or a dodge or something just to create that bit of space so that you can keep going. It would add a lot.
This is a game of all the games I played that had like the most like reactions, like roller reactions from me as I'm playing. So I think I went into like the house and then I shut the door because I think it was like, oh, I'm obviously safe in here because the door is shut. The zombies got into the room somehow. I don't know if it was a bug or intentional. I remember turning like, oh my god, they're in the room. The game was missing like some general feedback from, I'm going to talk a lot about sound design because I oversee those guys. Like just sounds like, did my gun reload? Like I wasn't really sure quite when it was reloading correctly and when it wasn't. So like, just like little sound effects could have helped, like kind of helped that atmosphere quite a bit. And like balance wise too, like I think the first wave of zombies that came in, I was getting kind of wrecked pretty quickly. So I'd like them to just like trickle in a little bit slower so I have a little bit more time to explore the map, you know, kind of get the lay of the land, figure out what I want to do, and then like just kind of master the controls a little. You know, then you can send wave after wave. But it was really intense, especially with the cone of vision, where you're running around, and then all of a sudden you're like, you turn around, you're like, oh, they're right there. It's like there's 20 guys, and it's like, okay, I gotta keep going, I gotta find ammo. It was very exciting.
Yeah, big +1 to the cone of vision. I thought that was really clever, and I felt like it's centered the game. That was so much fun to just whip around and have that experience of a ton of zombies right there. It kept things interesting. Rituals and habits, I definitely found my sweet spot of where I wanted to stand after a bunch of waves. And I think any game that's going to be incorporating these waves already starts to give the player a reason to create these rituals and habits based on the iteration. So great job there. The shotgun, like attention to detail for the shotgun fall off damage was a nice touch, and the fall off damage like slowing an enemy was also a really nice touch. So I appreciate that. There's a couple things that I would love to see improve, such as the decision making of when to get ammo. That would always fall on my person, and that created like not as a dangerous position for me as a player, but it also removed maybe a ritual or habit that I would therefore have if I have to search a house, knowing that one of those houses would eventually have some ammo between each wave. So, but really great job overall.
So say my biggest complaint about this demo was the R key resetting it, because holy cow did I hit that a lot trying to swap weapons. You know, it's my inability to actually hit the keys I'm trying for. That was the biggest problem there. To sort of add on to the cone of vision, when running, your camera kind of lags behind you a little bit, you lose even more of that vision. And that was such like a cool, subtle little like, I don't know, I guess fallback to sprinting, or negative to sprinting. That was just another really cool, like, yeah, this gameplay was really well thought out. I personally didn't notice a difference between the two weapons, and so if you're gonna give me two, I want to see like them behave dramatically differently. But yeah, no, all in all, I agree with everything everyone said. That there's a lot of good sort of loop to it, and a lot of things you could do to sort of push it even further.
Awesome. Well, thank you, judges.